Homeowners remorse. Let's talk about it. Did you know that 1 in every 3 homeowners actually regrets it? They have home buyer's remorse. 1 in 3 is crazy. Listen, this is going to be a long video, so we're going to let the people talk. I'm not going to do too much talking on this intro. I just need you to thumbs up this video, smash the subscribe button if you're brand new, and ring the bell so you can be notified exactly when I post. Ain't nothing to it but to do it. Let's go.
So last week, Bloomberg reached out to me to do a story on how much I hate being a homeowner. And I was like, yeah, I really do hate it. So I'd love to do that story. They were in my home and everything. And I actually love this picture. Listen, I know I'm blessed because I bought this house in 2020 for $365. And now the house is over $620,000. And I told myself, if I can get double for what I got for it, I'm selling. I'm cutting it loose. I know I may never be able to live in a house like this again. May never be able to live in a neighborhood like this again. But home ownership is so ghetto. One thing someone never explained to me is they were like, rent can go up every year. Guess what else can go up? Your property taxes, your insurance. So the mortgage that was $2,500 when I moved in July of 2020 is now $3,300 on top of everything that I have to fix this house, which is constant. So I'm putting the house on the market. I'm super excited about it because I think there's a lot of things that we could do with $300K. Mainly live in an apartment. That's all I want. I miss living in an apartment. I was living in an apartment last year and the house was on Airbnb and I miss it. You know what I miss more than anything? Amenities. So now y'all can come along as we get this house ready to be shown, which is insane. I honestly never thought I'd move out of this house, but the amount of relief I feel not having to live here anymore. If something breaks, guess what? Whose problem it is? Not mine. Not anymore. From now on, if a light bulb needs to be changed, I'm calling maintenance. I'm calling maintenance. Y'all need to come over here and fix it because I'm not doing it no more. Air conditioner filter, please. I don't even touch those. Maintenance is gonna do it. But the plus side of homeownership is now I'm walking away after living here for 3 years with $300,000. When you're renting, you're not walking away with anything. So I think this is definitely the best investment I've ever made, not even accounting for how much money I made on Airbnb last year. So I can't wait to be a homeowner again, but I'm going to give myself some time.
So now I have a whole obsession of going down this rabbit hole of watching TikToks of homeowners that hate being homeowners. And I have a question. Like, when y'all go shopping for these homes that you now hate, what do y'all look at? And it's for real a rhetorical question because as a realtor, I know what y'all be looking at. Y'all be looking at paint and y'all be looking at flooring. That's it. Y'all be looking at the pretties. And you're not spending $250,000 for paint and flooring, honey. You need to be looking at that roof. You need to be looking at electrical. You need to be looking at HVAC. You need to be looking at plumbing. You need to be looking at landscaping. Like, which way does the rain flow when it rains real bad? Like, that's the type of stuff that you need to be looking at. And I have another TikTok about this, but the home inspector that you paid $400 to, yeah, you need to ask questions. Like, y'all literally be handing over $425 to home inspectors and don't ask no questions at all. No question. They give you 50 pages worth of stuff and you just be like, oh, okay, what's the next step? What do I got to do next? Go through that home inspection. If you can't attend the home inspection, attend it. Don't be in the way, of course, but after the home inspection, like, go through. Like, my home inspector is dope. He gonna have that report written up and be ready to educate right after he's done with that home inspection. That is why I always recommend him. But you, whoever your home inspector is, first of all, before you even start shopping for homes, that may be something that you need to shop for as well. I have another TikTok about that. Like, it's so many things. It's so many things. I'm gonna be dropping more TikToks because ain't no way you just spent $300K. Somebody even was talking about they spent $500,000 on a home that they hate. $500,000? You might as well just bought an investment property. Come on. But yeah, look at the real deal when y'all go look at these houses and review that home inspection. Because y'all go pay for the home inspection, get in the house and like, wow, the AC went out. Well, on the home inspection, it probably told you, if you have a good home inspector, the shelf life of a typical HVAC. And then you could have actually looked at the seller's disclosure or look into public records and see how long that HVAC has been there. Or your home inspector probably looked at the serial number and could tell you how old that HVAC is and give you an estimate. They not know, psychic, but they can give you an estimate of when you're going to need to get that replaced. Like, these things are available to you. You just have to have the right people around you, and you have to do a little bit of research and legwork. And a lot of it can be done before you go out shopping for a house so that you're not rushed, because most homes are closing in 30 days. And that's another thing that's fucking y'all up, is y'all are learning all this stuff in the 30 days that you're under contract. And then on top of that, you got the lender asking for a bunch of documents. So you're concerned about your approval and then also trying to learn about a house. Like, take your time. Take your time. That sold sign post for Facebook, it's gonna be there. You'll get there. Just wait. Make sure you know what you're getting yourself into first.
Not gonna lie, that is a nice house. But a lot of people get these nice houses and not think about the things that they not gonna like about them. It seemed like a lot that she don't like about the house. So I could see why they get in these homes and they're not really thinking. You know, it could be an overwhelming process, you know. You just looking at the house, you might not see everything entirely. You're not gonna realize, off a quick viewing, you're not gonna realize how much you're gonna hate a specific thing until you actually in there for a long, extended amount of time. Then you're gonna be like, you know what? I can't even stand this house, low key. A lot of people learned that during C19. They realized they couldn't stand the house that they owned, and they couldn't stand their partner, too. But a lot of people being stuck in that house made them realize they hate that house. They should have never bought that house. And speaking of C19, remember this is like 2022, 2023. People were buying these homes without inspections at all. They were overbidding, overpaying on houses without doing their thorough due diligence. And that's why a lot of people regret buying these homes as well. A lot of people that bought them in 2022, 2023.
A lot of people get caught up in the allure of having a nice home in a nice neighborhood just to impress other people, when a lot of that actually doesn't really matter. As long as you're purchasing a good home in a good neighborhood, you are okay. And I tell you, there are so many people who are house poor that cannot afford their mortgage payment 1 to 2 years after purchasing their home. None of my clients though, but stories I've heard of other people, they cannot afford their home because they're just house poor. They can't afford a vacation at least once or twice a year. You have to be able to have a lifestyle outside of just owning your home. Most of the people that have something negative to say about real estate took an L because they bought and sold way too soon. Always remember that a rising tide lifts all ships. Homes on average increase 3 to 5% every single year. So as long as you purchase a home in a great location, in 5 to 10 years, that home value is going to increase by at least 20%. And you get to cash out and go buy another home or rent it out and kind of do whatever you want with the equity that you bought just by living there. Always remember to live within your means because nobody knows what's going to happen in this economy. Things could happen in a year from now. We do not know. COVID happened. Nobody expected that to happen. So always live within your means because foreclosures are real. People get their house foreclosed on every single year. These are real things.
Y'all, I am regretting buying a house. My fiance and I have not even lived in it for a year. And we had to buy an AC unit already, which is thousands and thousands of dollars. Obviously necessary and worth it, but very unfortunate. We're also trying to plan a wedding, so that was not ideal for the budget. And then we had to add gutters. And then on top of that, we now probably have to replace our water heater. Just can't catch a break. And before anyone comes at me, we did have an inspection. None of it was flagged. So it's been a rough day. It's been a rough couple months.
Let me just say this real quick. It's no such thing as a perfect home. So I just want y'all to drop below in the comments. Let me know if it's something that you don't like about your house. Let me know what it is. That don't mean you got to get up out of there. It's always going to be something, right? So let me know what was something you overlooked when you bought your house if you are a homeowner. Like something you was like, oh, you know what? I didn't realize this. I just want to know. Because we all human.
Get ready with me while I tell you why I regret buying a house. Now, just for some context, in case you weren't aware already, I essentially bought a house about a year ago. So it was a couple of years after I bought this flat that I now live in, which I don't regret at all. It is the house that I have more regrets for. The first reason is that it was just way too expensive for me to foot a bill like that, on top of already owning a property that I'm living in and paying a mortgage for. So when I bought the house, I was in my corporate job and I had no idea redundancy was going to hit me exactly a year later. Having said that though, even while working my corporate job, it was a very expensive bill to pay on top of all my expenses I already had. I actually had never any intentions to live in that property, and it wasn't strictly being rented out. I actually purchased it for family. Basically, I had a case of severe eldest child syndrome and I was trying to be a provider. Also, someone please tell me why it took me an entire year after owning 2 properties for me to realize that the first year that you pay back your mortgage, you aren't even paying towards the property. You are just paying basically interest alone. When I realized that, oh my gosh, that's when the regret really set in, because I didn't realize basically the first year of me paying thousands of pounds out that was money I was basically never going to get back. And that wasn't money going into the property. That was just money going in the bin. I honestly don't know why it took me so long to realise that. I think it only really hit me because the house was such a bigger cost compared to my flat. Now I low-key understand why you're not allowed to get a mortgage in Islam, because that's actually a joke. That is actually a joke. Another reason why I regret buying the house is because I didn't go into buying it with an investment mindset. When I bought my flat, I knew I was going to be making money from it up front once I sold it, and I very much went into buying it with the intention of making money on it and it being an investment, despite the fact that I have lived in it the full amount of time. But when I bought the house, I didn't see it as an investment. I wasn't looking at it in that way, and if I had done, it probably wouldn't have been the house that I got. So my lesson for all is, if you're ever buying a house, whether you're wanting to live in it or not, make sure you are looking at it from an investment lens, because when you buy a house, the amount of money you put up front, I put all of my savings into that house. At the time, I literally emptied my account, so I had to start from zero. And when you put all that chunk of money and then you are paying month on month for the mortgage, you want to end up seeing a return on your investment, and you don't want to put yourself in a position where you're buying a property that technically wouldn't be able to sell quick enough for you to get that money back if you needed it. So yeah, I don't know if I would have changed my mind if I had seen it in that light from the beginning. Now, despite the regrets that I have, buying a house has taught me a lot of things, and I've learned a lot of lessons that I will not be repeating in the future. The final lesson I want to share with you in this video is, do not be putting yourself in financial hardship for the sake of other people. Now, I know that might be difficult to hear and that might sound selfish, but ultimately, getting into debt or getting yourself in financial trouble, not even trouble, but just like giving yourself financial stress for the sake of other people, is never, ever going to be worth it. Trust me on this one. It is never going to be worth it to put yourself in a position, in a vulnerable position financially, and have yourself struggling with the intention of helping others. Never going to end well. Another reason I regret buying it is because it's actually made me super resentful. When you do put yourself in a financially vulnerable position and put yourself in a bit of financial hardship for the sake of others, and then you get treated badly by them, it definitely leaves you with resentment. And we're all human. As much as you try to be a perfect and good person in this world, we all have human emotions. So that is another reason why you should only ever try to help someone, especially financially, if you're in the position where handing over that amount of money, it wouldn't detriment you, it wouldn't put you back, it wouldn't stop you from doing the things that you want to do, because that is a recipe for disaster. Anyways, I hope that was helpful, me sharing my regrets, because I feel like not a lot of people talk about the downside of buying properties and just, you know, doing these things that makes you look successful in life. So yeah, I thought I'd share the reality. I'm off to go get my hair cut now because look at the state of it. It needs some TLC immediately. So I'll catch you guys later. Bye.
I hate being a homeowner. There, I said it, and I meant it, and I hate it so much that we're moving out of our house and into an apartment. But not just any apartment, into a loft in the city with 10-foot ceilings, exposed brick, floor-to-ceiling windows, because I need this move for my mental health. So I decided that this was going to be the year that I focus on myself and I just free myself of all the things that were stressing me, that I didn't like, that just made me unhappy. And then I took a look around me and I realized that one of the main things that were stressing me out was trying to renovate this damn house. I don't want to do it anymore. I'm not going to do it anymore. I saw a girl on here and her response said that rent is the maximum that I will pay and the mortgage is the bare minimum that I will pay. I've never heard anything more true, and that's exactly why I'm moving. Every time I turn around, there's another expense. There's something to pay for. Something's broke, something needs to be fixed or replaced. I don't want to deal with that. And I personally make enough money where I could live in a nice place, where I don't have to be in a house in the suburbs renovating a 1970s fixer-upper on a budget. Like I choose not to. So we're moving. If you want to see our journey from moving from a house in the suburbs on an acre of land to a fun little loft in the city, follow along because it's going to be fun.
I told y'all I hated being a homeowner. And after less than a year in our new home, we are moving. Sorry my rollers are in. Not very demure of me, but I have a work filming tomorrow morning and a style to preserve. Even though me and my fiance just moved from our apartment and bought this house, It's safe to say that I hate having a single family home. I don't like having to worry about trash day and lawn care and shoveling snow. Apartment living was very soft, very carefree, and that's what I need to go to, less maintenance. At first, we just wanted to sell and get rid of the house. But after really thinking about it, we decided to keep it and create income from it as a rental home. We also decided that we would rather get married here instead of paying a venue $20,000 and not being able to have all of the vendors and the things that we want. Like this is a little preview. So we are packing up and moving one last time to the dream house high rise for a double income, no kids couple that makes sense for us right now. The hardest thing about moving in together as a couple with two very different styles was being able to mash those two styles into something that we both enjoy. That's why I'm so glad that we hired an interior decorator. She designed my office space. JoJo made these layouts that really helped bring our individual design concepts together.
This is a thing too. People not just stand around the house 24/7 no more like back in the day. You know, cook, clean, raise the family in the household. That was basically all people wanted out of life. But nowadays, we've been exposed to the world. It's a completely different life that we got. We got access to different opportunities. We got access to viewing different locations even just due to the internet. We say that, oh, I might want to go to this country. Oh, I might want to start this career. I might want to spend $500 on this side hustle. You see what I'm saying? I'm saying that to say basically we've been exposed to more to where we want more out of life. And we not cool with just taking care of the house all day and not having no free time. That's really not something we used to. We used to enjoying our life a little more. We used to getting out and enjoying our life. We just don't want to spend all of our time doing handiwork, doing housework. We want to live a life of abundance, and having a house versus an apartment. When something happened, you're responsible for that. So not only do you got to have that nest egg, you got to have some money set to the side for them rainy days. You also You gotta do more work, because when you're in an apartment, you pretty much can just put a request in and the maintenance man gonna come and handle that for you. So I see why some people might not want to be a homeowner, because everything fall on you versus it falling on somebody else. So I get it, I understand it.
Can I vent to y'all just real quick? I'm tired of being a homeowner. I am tired of being a homeowner. I'm tired of people telling me owning a home is the best investment you could ever have. I do believe that to be true. That don't change the fact that I'm tired of being a homeowner. I'm tired of the problems that it come with. I'm tired of all the responsibility, hanging on my shoulders. I miss renting. I feel like I had more freedom with renting. Now, I know when you rent, you're paying month to month and all that money is going down the drain. It's not going towards nothing. It's not investing in nothing. I know that. And I don't care. I thought about it so much. Selling my house and going back to live with my mother. Because why not? I don't have kids. I don't have a man. I don't have any drama that I would bring my mama. And I can pay all her bills. Mind you, my mama still live in the projects and income-based housing. She doesn't pay rent anyway. We'll be over there living like kings and queens. Jesus Christ. I feel like the only thing that I would miss owning my home or, moving back with my mom or just whatever is the privacy. I do not like people all the time. I do not like noise, But when you move in with somebody or any sort of living adjustment, then you have to understand what that comes with. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just tired. Not saying that I will go live back with my mama. Not saying that I will go back renting. Not saying that I'll get a roommate. All those things is an option. I'm just tired of being a homeowner. I'm tired of the issues that arise. And I look left and I look right and the responsibility is still on you. Like there's just no help. I'm so tired. Owning a home, I don't give a damn. Owning a home is not what it used to be. I used to take pride in owning a home. I want to sell my home bad. Let it be somebody else's problem. And I like my house. Like when I bought it in 2020, it was newly renovated. I bought it during COVID and I paid pennies for it. And my mortgage is cheap. And I know I shouldn't complain, honey, but I'm still going to complain because it's mine and I got to pay for it and I'm going to do whatever it is I want to do. And I'm just tired of the responsibility, if I can only be honest. I feel like I had less responsibility with renting. Like if I had one problem, I can call the landlord. You know, I'm calling the maintenance man. I'm calling somebody else to fix the problem. I got a problem now. I can call somebody, but then my phone gonna ring because I gotta fix it.
These days it's really like some people backtracking for happiness. People backtracking in life for happiness, or what the world would consider backtracking. Like she talking about moving back in with her parents. It do make sense. She don't got no kids. And why be in a big old house when you ain't got nobody in there with you? So either an apartment or just move back in with somebody else. Like she said, she can pay her mama bills. So that mean her mom taking care of and she taking care of. People that really don't got no kids right now, they realizing they could just move back in with their people. That's a thing. That's a real thing right now. If it's just you, I really don't understand why you would buy a house anyway, unless you plan on having a family. That's really what a house is for a family, right? I never understood that. Like Tupac said, you got all these rooms. Like you don't really need that big old house when it's just you. But hey, listen, man, I just want to know this right here. Have you purchased a house within the last couple years? And if so, did you experience home buyer's remorse? Do you love the house you're in right now, and are you going to live there for the rest of your life? Or do you feel like it's time for you to backtrack? Let me know, man. It's YT. Appreciate y'all. Peace.